purpose of this video is really in relation to a couple of videos that I've seen recently from other YouTubers. One of them from a fellow YouTuber called Crow. I think more recently from a video that's just been put up by Darren Walsock about a retro gaming museum that he went to, and there's one game on there specifically. I'd actually, previous to watching his video, I'd actually seen another video from Crow specifically about this game, and I thought, oh, I must do a gameplay video on that game for a different platform. And basically both these guys had shown some gameplay from the Atari Jaguar version of Tempest 2000 that I'm sure everyone's aware of. That specific port, I think it sort of regenerated the Tempest. Well, it was certainly responsible for the restart of the sort of Tempest genre type of games and the ports that followed. All designed and remade by a guy that I'm sure you guys are aware of, certainly people in the UK, gamers in the UK will be aware of this guy, Jeff Minter, the legendary Jeff Minter, that actually myself and Future Matt 5 met at the last replay event that was in Blackpool last November. He was actually there, and he had a little sort of stand, and he was showing off some of his games, and obviously this was one of the games. I never really got into the original arcade version of Tempest, and just to go through some dates that I've sort of jotted down here. The original arcade version of Tempest came out in 1981, and Jeff Minter remade that, or ported it, to the Jaguar in 1994, and then it was subsequently ported to the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation version, the version that I'm showing. Just double check it wasn't to anything else. It was also ported to the PC and the Macintosh. And more recently, certainly more recently than that, it was ported, I think in the year 2000, it was ported to something called Nuon, which was a weird type of platform come DVD player, released I think by Toshiba. But anyway, getting back to the game, and obviously getting back to the PlayStation 1 version, I think this, I think again this type of game is a bit Marmite. And like I said, I never really got into the original arcade version, but certainly the remake, I had the Jaguar when it first came out in the UK as soon as it was released, and this is one of the games I bought for it, Tempest 2000, and I'll tell you what, it just blew my brains. Not because of the advancement of the graphics or anything. It made it look really pretty. Well, perhaps more to the point of being psychedelic, because that's perhaps what it's renowned for in the graphical style that Jeff Minter added to it. But it was the music. The music is just absolutely kick-ass. It really is. And when this game came out in the mid-90s, this was the type of music that was on the scene. This sort of rave type music, and this was the theme music, the background music, the stage music, and throughout the whole of the game. And of course this was replicated in the PlayStation version. Apparently the PlayStation version, I mean I haven't got a Jaguar anymore, and I haven't got the Jaguar version, obviously, because I haven't got the console, but apparently the PlayStation version was the best graphically out of those era of ports, and the music's is absolutely intact and faithful to the, I can't really say the Atari original, sorry, the Jaguar original, because it's not the original, is it? But certainly it's faithful to the Jaguar version, Jaguar remake, and I think that's what makes part of the game. It's the graphic style, it's the way the graphics are. It's such a manic game, it's absolutely nuts, it really is, it can get quite frustrating, but it's the type of game that's fairly straightforward in concept, but it just grabs you by the nuts and it just pulls you in, and you can sit there and literally blow away half an hour to an hour in a blink of an eye. In essence, it is a fantastic game, and if you haven't got this game, guys, You know, it's not your normal type of shooter, but it is a shooter, and it's absolutely manic. It really is, and it just sucks you in. It really does suck you in. The actual game itself is a sort of it's a weird type of game. I don't know actually how I can try to explain it. Really, it's I know it's weird. It's weird. It's in some ways it is pure hardcore shooter, because that's all you're doing. You're just shooting, and it's quite simple as a concept, as I said. But actually playing the game, it gets really difficult, and the more complex the levels that you progress through, and I think it's an absolute brilliant game. It's a well-deserved game, in my opinion, in any shooter's library of games. It's so different, yet it's so familiar. It's weird. Anyway, I'll stop waffling, guys. I'll cut straight to some gameplay. Hope you enjoy the video, guys, and I'll speak to you again soon. Right then, so let's get down to some psychedelic, drug-induced gameplay that is Tempest X. There's basically three types of mode for this particular release of the game: Tempest X, Tempest Dual X, and Traditional. It's quite weird actually, because if you flip between the traditional and the new Tempest X, which is the remix version, it's absolutely like night and day, and I can understand why I never really got into the original arcade version, to be honest. Traditional is effectively the original arcade version. We don't want any of that. We want some mad rave fest techno hoof. Right, start of the level, you can actually choose what type of level you want to start off, really. Go with easy, with no bonus, up to more complex levels where you can achieve a bonus at the end of the level. We'll go for the for the easy pussy approach. Right, you've got power-ups. That's one of the differences on the re-released version, or this latest version. And as you go through collecting power-ups, they'll strengthen your shot. There's all other sorts of bonuses you can get as well. But the music on this game is just absolutely awesome. It really is. Right, there's an extra. Ooh, you prat. I've actually been playing this for about an hour, and that's the first time that I've been whacked like that quickly. Again, I can only blame it on the fact that I'm speaking at the same time as gameplaying. And as per usual, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. All of this looks pretty straightforward at the moment, pretty, I don't know, dare I say boring. Believe me, it will be far from boring in a few levels' time.
Excellent.
Where you won't know whether you've been punchboard or countersunk. It'll actually be interesting actually whether or not I actually took some drugs, whether I'll actually be any better at the game. Can't be any worse. But I suppose that'll go for nearly all games that I play. And no, I don't condone drug taking. Not on Tuesdays, anyway. You've got a couple of other, I won't call them shots, but other buttons that you can press that do things, actions. One of them is that you can basically electrify the mothers and send a shock, and you can also, I think we want to jump, I think. I suppose if you're like me and you're from the era of the 90s where you were going out and you were clubbing in the rave scene and techno scene, then oh yeah, prat. You'll be absolutely at home with this game. Certainly as regards to the theme musics, theme tunes, I should say. Yeah, wrong. Something you can actually do with your ship is you can actually angle the shot, so you can actually stay at the top. Because what happens, if you haven't worked it out, that if you don't stop the aliens from reaching the top of the shape that you're on, they actually go and crawl around the edge. Now what you can do is, like that, I can actually position the ship. Oh, I'm going to get blown now, so... Oh. Now what's actually going to shoot off me? Eat electric death, as it said. Yeah. Unfortunately I didn't eat enough, or they didn't eat enough, I didn't have enough to send them. Anyway, that's a very short gameplay video, as nearly all my videos are, because I'm absolutely crap, but hopefully that will give you an insight into Tempest if you haven't already seen it, seen the later releases. If you're into shooters, guys, go out and get it, because it is absolutely manic, it's great.